A step is a creation of the being to overcome a temporary obstacle it has generated. Virtues compose the instruments that the being uses to build the staircase that elevates it on the mountain of overcoming. Each step reached is a part of the knowledge acquired that will never be lost. Walking the path and living summarize the laboratory process of building this staircase. In this process, the introduction of silence as a companion is fundamental. A lost compound has vice as responsible for the construction of a diversion step on this staircase. These diverted steps take the being downward on this mountain, returning it to the beginning or, at times, to even lower points. To this, mythology gives the name of fall and hell. The new ascent must be made through the same steps that led it downward, requiring from the being the addition of forces that will allow a new understanding, which will be incorporated into knowledge. Morality and good social customs, although they must be obeyed by the being that lives socially, are not part of the individuality of the being, and should only be respected in that environment. In its laboratory, the law applied to its process of transformation prevails for the acquisition of states that adapt to its movement. To close oneself hermetically is to guarantee the impenetrability of any element foreign to the work. The text that guides toward a silent individual meditation says nothing else. No matter how incomprehensible they may seem, these individual experiences are the only things truly sacred, and that can never be shared, under penalty of, by losing their sacredness, leading the being to lose itself from itself. The figures of speech, allegories, and metaphors, brought by mythology, can be summarized in a being at the center of an individual universe, that is, its laboratory, in a work of continuous readings and operations, to obtain the robustness necessary to overcome any obstacle that prevents it from leaving this universe, and the being that operates within it. In other words, all work of transmutation aims at the transformation of the very being that placed itself in this laboratory. The purpose is full consciousness, from which is born the harmlessness that guides without interfering in each one's processes. When the text speaks of being careful, it refers to avoiding the raising of altars to any figure external to the being. These constructions, besides being unnecessary, are harmful and damaging to the being. Adorations directed to these figures are among the great sins that the being commits against itself, regardless of the coverings of holiness or deity that are given to them. It is in the fire of its laboratory that the being burns what it adored when it discovers the only and real adoration, without destination. The being in manifestation will always be third person to the real eyes and words of the being itself. In its laboratory, the being discovers that it is already the possessor of everything it needs, and that it will never need to attribute to itself new elements through prayers and mantras that only distance it from itself. In its laboratory, the being in manifestation must not sing what it is not. It must always be ready to listen, for nothing is more revealing than the intimate conversation. Only I myself tell myself what I am.